There are things that will go wrong, or there are wrong things that will follow you, that will happen to you, just because you are doing everything right before God. Did you hear me well? One of the signs that you are doing everything right before God is when things begin to go wrong, when everything wrong begins to follow you. These are called the trials and tests of your faith in God. You can't be a man of faith if you are not a man of tests, if you are not a man of trials. That's what makes faith faith. Tests and trials make faith faith. Otherwise, without tests, faith is not faith. And faith without tests cannot be trusted. Here, this child of God, we are on John chapter 16, where Jesus is teaching by word and by demonstration, demonstrating the life of a man loved by God and hated by the devil. When a man chooses to follow God, he has also chosen to collide with the devil. He has also chosen to be followed by the arrows of the devil. When you choose God, you have also chosen the devil as your enemy. When you choose to partner God in any way, you have also chosen the devil as your enemy, as your opponent. Whoever is loved by God is hated by the devil. Whoever obeys God has chosen to disobey the devil. Here, this child of God, every decision that you make is spiritual. If you choose to follow God, you have chosen a package that goes beyond testimonies. If you choose to follow God, yes, there will be testimonies, but there will also be tests and trials and problems. Before I read the word of God, I want to give you an example, a very good example, so that you understand what Jesus was saying when he was telling his disciples what to expect. And if you look at everything that he said from chapter 15 and chapter 16, when he was preparing them, it was not preparing them to receive testimonies. It was a preparation to endure difficult times on their way to victory. Jesus was preparing them to fight. He is telling us that choosing Jesus is choosing to fight. Choosing God is choosing war. Choosing God is choosing a certain type of challenges. Choosing God is choosing persecution, albeit for a season, because victory was attained on the cross. Persecution is part of the process to prosperity in the kingdom. Without it, everything is temporary. Everything is fake. Here's this child of God. I have heard people writing to me saying, Prophet, Pastor, there are things that started going wrong the day I started doing everything right before God. When I stopped sinning, when I started praying, that's when these challenges came into my life. What is wrong with me? What am I not doing right? Hear me today. Things are wrong because one, you are not sinning anymore. Things are going wrong because you are doing everything right before God. Things are going wrong because you are the right candidate for that according to the devil's plans. He hates whoever is right before God. The day you decided to follow God is the day you decided to face the devil with all his works, all his demons, all his evil spirits. So you have to expect that. That's what Jesus is saying. And he's telling the disciples, gentlemen, though I have defeated the enemy, I am leaving you behind, alone physically, but together in the spirit with me. The enemy is going to come after me by coming after you. And let me give you this example. If I am a headmaster at a certain school, and I then demote a teacher from being a teacher into being the head chef at the school canteen, and then I get promoted from being a headmaster into becoming a minister of education, I'll leave that school and then I'll leave my children at that same school. I tell you, if I am wise, I will tell my children to expect a certain kind of treatment from the head chef because of what I did to him when I was still present. And surely, the head chef, who was once my enemy, that I defeated, will make sure he gets after me by doing something to my children. They will have no food some days, rotten food some days, go for punishment for things they didn't do. They will be targeted. That's what Jesus was telling his disciples, saying, if you choose to follow me, you have chosen to become Satan's target every day. Don't be dismayed by that. Expect that. If you choose to carry honey, you have chosen to be followed by bees. Don't be dismayed when you see bees following you. Child of God, the dreams that you are having, the attacks that you are having are a confirmation that you are in the right track, following the right God. That's why the devil is angry. You can't anger the devil if you are not doing the right thing, if you are not on your way to your testimony, if you are not on your way to your victory. Nobody hates you when you are doing wrong things. Nobody hates you when you are not doing anything to them. Nobody fights back when you are not beating them, when you are not hitting them. The first sign that your prayers are working is not a testimony. It is a reaction from the devil. It is a counter attack from the devil. If you want to see, or if you want to know what God is about to do, check what the devil is doing Look at what he is planning to do. You know that, oh, God is now bringing a car. That's why the devil is busy attacking me when I'm doing driver's license lesson. Let me read, child of God. Let me read. Let me read today from the book of John, chapter 16. I will choose just maybe one or two verses so that we get to understand what God wants us to understand from this chapter. In a way, Jesus is actually saying you can choose how you go through what you go through on earth, but you can't choose what you go through. And there are things that are set and predetermined for those that love God. And these are not good things. There is persecution coming for those that love God. Because this, our world, is not our place. We are foreigners here. We are sojourners here. The owner of this world, the devil, the prince of this world, will persecute and attack everyone who is not destined for hell. Right. It says, but these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you. So, verse 1 says, these things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God service. This is Jesus himself talking in word before talking to his disciples in deed. Jesus is God. Jesus is God the Son. When he came into the world without sin, he lived a righteous life. He was prayerful. He was pure. He was holy. But how did he die? He was killed. He was murdered. He was rejected. He was falsely accused. And he lost the case. So he is saying in chapter 15, a servant is not greater than the master. He's saying, what I went through, you will go through. If you are mine, you will go through what I went through. Because we share the same destiny, and we share the same processes, and we share the same enemy. My enemy is your enemy. Your hater is my hater. My hater is your hater. So expect those that hated me, that killed me, that attacked me, that tried to stop me, to come after you, because you represent me on earth. You are in me and I'm in you. So what is he saying? He's saying, hold on to the prophecy that joy is coming. Victory is coming, because I have gained the victory already. He's saying, hold on to your faith, because you know me. Jesus is giving us a picture like this. It's like if I wear a Caps United jersey today, and I drive a car which has no fault on it, and I'm going for celebrations, because we beat Dynamos in a very important cup or in a very important game. If I get to a roadblock where the police officer manning that roadblock is a staunch, die-hard Dynamo supporter, if he sees me, I should not expect him to treat me happily without persecution, without tests, without trials, without false accusation. That's what we are facing. We are on our way to celebrations with Jesus because he defeated the devil in a very powerful cup. But the roadblock is the earth that we are in, and the devil is manning that roadblock. He is the police officer. So don't expect him to let you go easily without beating you, without causing and inflicting pain on you. Do you know if you are forewarned, you are forearmed? What you expect will not confound you. There is a level of peace that you get when something that you were expecting or preparing for happens, even if it's a very painful thing. It doesn't pain you. Pain comes from shock. Pain comes from unpreparedness. So Jesus is saying, I am going through the same because I came prepared. I knew what I was going to face. And now I am preparing you, brothers and sisters, to prepare for exactly what I went through so that it doesn't confound you. It doesn't shock you. It doesn't pain you. It doesn't change you. But it strengthens you. It strengthens your desire and your determination for God. Child of God, I don't know what you are going through, but what I know, God is with you. God is in it. God knows what you are going through. And it is for a reason that you are going through what you are going through. Every season has a reason for it to come into your life. Take advantage of every season to go closer to God. Whatever you are going to face, run to God. Don't run from God. Those that are wise know what to do. When they don't know what to do, they run to God. If you do not know what to do in any situation, run to God. Hear this once again, child of God. If you do not know what to do, run to God. Never leave God on account of things that have come into your life, bad things that have come into your life. Let whatever hit you in the presence of God. Let whatever disaster come to you in the presence of God. Let it find you with God. Hear this and say it to yourself. Declare it. Let it find me with God. Declare it and put it on your status today. Let it find me with God. Whatever the devil will send to me, let it find me with God. Make that declaration in the spirit. It will find me with God. Let it find me with God. It will find me with God. Child of God, you are blessed.